According to the documents, the Clinton campaign's plan was to use or possibly coordinate with the Obama FBI to accelerate the Trump-Russia collusion narrative and leak it to the press.
According to the documents, Clinton approved the plan to conduct the Trump-Russia collusion narrative in order to distract the public from her use of a private email server.
The Durham Annex also notes that, quote, the FBI was fully alerted to the possibility that at least some of the information it was receiving about the Trump campaign might have its origin either with the Clinton campaign or its supporters, or alternatively was the product of Russian disinformation.
Even with these new revelations coming to light, John Brennan, Obama's former CIA director and a key figure in the now growing scandal, pushed back, standing by his original claims.
Do you still stand by your conclusion that Russia's goal was to hurt Clinton and help Trump?
Absolutely. And all the legitimate reviews that were done of the assessment subsequent to it, including the Senate Select Committee of Intelligence bipartisan multi-year review, endorsed and said that those conclusions and those findings were accurate. They were based on intelligence. And so there was no dispute about it.
Okay, joining us now, the president of the Government Accountability Institute, Peter Schweizer. Peter, good to see you. Your take on these new revelations here in the documents in the burn bags. What are burn bags doing in the FBI headquarters?
Yeah, no, it's another brick in the wall, a wall that's been there for quite some time, but just further evidence of what happened here. And I think it's important to understand that it's not just a case of they wanted to tar Trump with this Russia collusion narrative. They were trying to cover up the actual collusion that was taking place between Hillary Clinton, her inner circle, and Russia. Just a couple of things to remember. When Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, she created something called Skolkovo, which was this harebrained scheme to help Russia to develop its own version of Silicon Valley. And we found out later that because of her efforts, that's how the Russians developed the hypersonic cruise missile. Remember also the Uranium One scandal, where Hillary Clinton helped arrange for Russia to buy uranium assets in the United States at the same time that her husband was getting $500,000 speaking fees from Kremlin-connected entities in Russia. And remember that John Podesta, her campaign manager, was sitting on the board of a small energy company called Juul Energy that actually received $40 million from a Russian sovereign wealth fund called Rusnano that was referred to in Russia as Putin's project. So there was Russia collusion going on. And as Jeff Girth of the New York Times pointed out in a ProPublica piece, this was the key vulnerability, according to internal polls for the Clinton campaign. And their solution, according to Girth, was to turn Russia collusion by the Clintons into the fake news of Russia collusion involving Trump. So it is a dirty deed, and it was done in a really bad manner, designed not just to hurt Trump, but to protect exposure of what they were doing.
Exactly. I mean, this is really a bombshell report, a bombshell story. Not a lot of mainstream media is covering it, but we're covering it. It seems like everyone was colluding except Donald Trump. Peter, can you elaborate here with where we go from here? Because a lot of people are saying, why look to the past? This is just going to waste time. We will not have enough evidence to show what's occurred. I mean, clearly we do have the evidence, but how do we hold all of these individuals accountable? Because there's so many.
No, that's a great question. Look, anytime anybody in Washington, D.C., I've been doing this for years, is either caught doing something corrupt, unethical, or illegal, they always revert to, well, that's old news. Why dwell on the past? Our entire criminal justice system is based on dwelling on actions that happened in the past. So, we need to have a thorough investigation. I'm not a lawyer. If there were laws that were violated, clearly there appears to be lying to Congress. If laws were violated, people need to be prosecuted. But we also need to make sure that this sort of stuff is deterred from happening in the future. And the way you do that is by exposing and embarrassing people so their reputations are severely damaged. That's where this needs to continue. We need further disclosure.
Most definitely. Peter Schweizer, thanks for joining us.